Welcome to NAB Show 2024,
the preeminent event for the entire media and broadcast industry.
right here in Las Vegas.
Okay, so here we are with Bob Boster at ClearComm at NAB 2024. Bob, welcome to the show. First day.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting to be back at NAB, and it'll be an exciting year to see what develops in terms of customers coming to visit us here. It always is changing at NAB, so we're looking forward to it.
Very exciting. Now, with regards to ClearComm, where are you positioned in the broadcast media and entertainment industries?
So I think ClearComm is obviously a legacy brand, and many people know us from communications requirements of all different sorts. In broadcasting, I think we're in a leading position. There's certainly a couple of other leading manufacturers in the intercom space, but one of the things that's distinctive about ClearComm is we have such a broad portfolio of solutions that many customers have some ClearComm part of their solution someplace. Even if they're not a completely ClearComm house end to end, they're using us in some ways because we have probably more offerings in the communication space than our competitors do. So some problem somebody in the broadcasting or media production domain needs to solve some issue that they have, we have something for them. So we're in a good position there, and it means that we have a lot of people who come by to see us every year and find out what the latest thing is and get an update on what we're doing.
And on that note, what are you showcasing here at NAB this year?
So probably our biggest thing we're showcasing is the introduction of a new solution called Gen-IC. Gen-IC is a cloud-based intercom that takes our historical IP-based products, one of which is an app that runs on your mobile device like your phone or your tablet, the other of which is a program that runs on a desktop operating environment as intercom solutions, and it moves the mixing and central management of all of that out into the cloud. So it's really the first, let's say, of the mainstream intercom manufacturers to introduce a cloud-based intercom. It's something our customers have been asking for. Gen-IC is a very powerful solution that's been architected to be able to be an entirely virtual solution or have an alternative version where you can connect it to an existing wired system. It could be a matrix intercom or otherwise. So we've been field trialing for months now and really putting it into a lot of different circumstances where people are using it in a lot of different applications. Like many of our other products, it's sort of a flexible solution. You can move around from place to place. So that element of its flexibility, I think, is going to be really a hallmark of the success of the product. And so far, so good. Really very exciting results with the product up to now.
Excellent. And who are you targeting with this, and what are the prospective use cases do you see?
Sure. So I think a lot of different use cases are applicable. Definitely an important one is using this capability to link together ancillary production staff, not necessarily the core people who are using a panel or sitting in a studio control room, but the people who are out in the field, maybe production assistants, maybe producers or EPs or scouts, who are people who are out in the field who need to be part of the intercom, but also need mobility to be able to move around. So having a cloud-based solution means that if they've got coverage on their cell phone, they're in the conversation. So that really stretches it out then to not only parts of the team, but also to your customers, right? Because maybe your client would like to monitor the production activity. Maybe they're not even in the same city that the production is happening, but they'd like to hear what's going on or be able to check into it. The system can really quite easily be downloaded off of the App Store. They can get loaded up, and now they're in full communication with the professional comms infrastructure that's available at the site, whether that's a sporting event or the shooting of a commercial or maybe some kind of streaming of some kind of meeting or something in that regard. Any of those kind of capabilities are quite interesting, and Gen-IC is really I think going to make the process of deploying a solution like that, a virtual solution, much, much easier than any of the solutions have been up to now. So we've had this capacity, people use it, but it does require a level of technical complexity to be able to deploy working through firewalls on a hardware-based system. Because this is in the cloud now, it sort of circumvents all the complexity of what would be involved in having it be a hardware solution. The old hardware solution is still available to people who want to manage it that way and have very tight controls over it, but this makes it much easier to deploy something for people who are maybe not at that level of sophistication, but still want that flexibility.
Very versatile.
Indeed.
What do you see with regards to the trends unfolding in the industry right now?
So I think a couple things. One is wireless. We have a lot of customers who are coming to us for wireless. We have the broadest portfolio of wireless products in the industry, and we cover some unique frequencies that our competitors don't. So we have a very flexible and capable solution. You could say in a way that this virtual client solution of Gen-IC adds to the wireless element because, again, that's a wireless connection for somebody who's on their cell phone. So that's even a further extension. And we're seeing more and more productions who are expanding from a core 5 or 6 users on wireless to 20, 30, 40 wireless users for staff all over the place. And so there's a lot of wireless. I think the other thing we're seeing is cloud production is increasing. We've been doing that kind of activity for a number of years. I think all of us saw COVID increase that kind of way of working where people were working in a decentralized way. We now have a fully cloud-based intercom solution that can work alongside other cloud components of production, and I think that'll be a big growth area that we'll be able to link into, and people are really driving in that direction for a variety of reasons, including just to not have to force so many people to travel. It makes flexibility for not having to collect hardware in as many places as part of a production chain. So a lot of those elements I think are very sensible, and it's obvious why people would head in that direction. And then I think AI is obviously a growing area in broadcast overall. At this point, we're not really actively using AI in any of our solutions, but I think having a virtualized communication platform does allow for kinds of workflows that also go alongside AI, where you would spin up some kind of activity very quickly with sort of a light touch that might only be inexistent for a couple of days or a week or something like that. A virtual intercom does support that kind of workflow, so I think there is a little bit of overlap there.
And on that note, what do you see the future holds for Clearcom?
We continue to grow our technologies in ways that we find serve the most people. One of our strategies really is to try to create tools, not necessarily imagine that we're going to impose a workflow on our users, but instead bring a set of capabilities to solve problems for them and let them figure out what combination of capabilities are going to work for them. We continue to work in that direction of bringing new pieces to the puzzle in response to customers' requirements. Of course, it's not like we're developing in a vacuum, but that idea of like, here's how you will work. That's not us. We're the guys who are like, okay, tell me more about what you need to do. Okay, and what about over here? How many people, and how are they going to be connected, and how long, and all of those questions are part of our workflow, and that idea will continue to be how we move forward.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Bob. I'm wishing you a fantastic show.
Thank you.